Should vaccines be mandatory? By Fallon Miller. Pain, fear, paralysis, and death. These were the lives of many children who were infected with polio. The disease itself was and still is painful. Most of these children would never walk again. They would spend the rest of their lives in an iron lung until the vaccine. As of 2016, fewer than 1% of polio cases result in permanent paralysis. What is a vaccine and why are they so important? A vaccine is the introduction of a dead or small amount of a disease to produce immunity to said disease. These vaccines are typically given through a needle injection, but they can be given via the mouth or as a nasal spray. Vaccines are so important because they, as quoted by the CDC, reduce risks of getting a disease by working with your body's natural defenses to build protection. The numbers. As of 2019, there is a vaccine for more than 20 potentially fatal diseases. These include, but are not limited to, the measles, tuberculosis, the mumps, and hepatitis B. These vaccines save roughly 2 to 3 million lives per year. Per reference, 2.9 million people live in Jamaica. The measles vaccine alone has saved 17 million lives since 2000. Anti-vaxxers. What are anti-vaxxers? As the name implies, they're people who, even with proven studies demonstrating the safety and efficiency of vaccines, believe that they're dangerous. They believe that vaccines cause cancer, paralysis, death, SIDS, autism, and many other conditions or diseases. Almost none of these are true. What science do they have proving that vaccines are dangerous? The long and short is that they have testimonial evidence, which is notoriously unreliable, at-home experiments, and one doctor, Dr. Andrew Wakefield. Dr. Wakefield is a doctor who in 1996 published his study in which he found a link between vaccines and autism. This is false. Allegedly, he was paid $700,000 by a group of lawyers to falsify a medical study, proving the connection of vaccines and autism. This was all done over a class action lawsuit stating that children had developed autism after a routine vaccine. Is there a link between vaccines and autism or SIDS? There are multiple studies done by WHO and the CDC stating that there is no correlation between autism and SIDS and vaccines. What is SIDS? SIDS stands for sudden infant death syndrome, a condition in which a baby suddenly dies. The peak range for SIDS is 4 to 8 months of age, a time in which a child receives several vaccines. ASD, autism spectrum disorder, is typically diagnosed anywhere from 18 months to 2 years of age. Once again, there are several vaccines given during this time period. Are vaccines safe? As with every other medication, there are risks and reactions to vaccines. There are common and adverse reactions. The common reactions happen a few minutes to a few hours after the vaccine is given. Adverse reactions are 1 in a million. Common reactions include mild fever, chills, tiredness, headache, muscle and joint ache, and pain or swelling where the shot was given. Adverse reactions include paralysis, a higher likelihood of Guillain-Barré syndrome, a condition in which the immune system attacks the nerves, brachial neuritis, a condition in which there is pain or loss of function in the nerves that carry signals to and from the brain and spinal cord to other parts of the body, and death. If vaccines were mandatory, would everyone be able to get them? Vaccines are not safe for everyone. These include those with weakened immune systems, such as cancer patients, pregnant women, and those with severe combined immunodeficiency, SCID. However, there is a way to keep these people safe, and it's what's known as herd immunity. Herd immunity is when everyone who can be is vaccinated, creating a sort of safety net for those with a compromised immune system. The COVID-19 vaccine. As of now, a fourth phase 3 vaccine is in testing. Many people believe that this is dangerous, but it would not be released if it was. Should vaccines be mandatory? The pros and the cons. The positives of everyone being vaccinated is that it would rapidly slow down and nearly eradicate deadly diseases. It would also keep those with compromised immune systems safe from these illnesses. The negatives of this is the possibility of side effects and that parents wouldn't have much of a say in their child's health. Personal survey. I made my own survey for this project and with the help of Mr. Pepley sent it out to 160 faculty members. These are the results. As you can see, most faculty members do believe in vaccines. However, there are a few that do not. And when it comes to should they be mandatory, more teachers believe that they should be, and they shouldn't be. And upon the COVID-19 vaccine question, More teachers believe that it should not be mandatory than those that believe that it does. And this was, well, not unexpected, so very interesting, because a lot of people are saying that it should be mandatory because of, how many people it's killed, not just in the United States, but all over the world. However, a lot of people believe that since this would be a new vaccine for something that we have seen, that everyone alive today has seen the effects of, it could be very scary to know that that would be being injected into your body. A review of the survey. This was as of October 7th. Do you support vaccinations? 108 said yes and 7 said no. Should all vaccinations be mandatory in order to go to school, work, etc.? 55 said yes, 19 said no, 40 said more than half of current vaccines, and 1 said less than half of current vaccines. And upon its release, should the COVID-19 vaccine be mandatory? 38 said yes and 77 said no. And then these slides are for my citations, references, sources, and photo credits.